All right, hello, this is Nuke Marine and presenting Let's Read Japanese, course series for the self-study Japanese for, Let's Read Japanese, so a course series for the reading of Japanese text along with its audio counterpart. All right, so the way it's going to work, off to the side is going to be the text, so let's just show you that real quick right there. All right, so that's the text that I'll be reading. Usually these are subtitle rips from TV shows, but it could also be the digital books. Then up above is going to be the audio I'll be playing. Now the audio is most likely from the TV show the subs came from, but it could also be the audio book for the book that I'm reading. Cool. So I'm reading along with the text as the audio plays. The benefit there is much higher comprehension and retention of material. That happens regardless of the language you choose, even in your own native language. Cool. So as I'm reading along, if I come across something that is a little more difficult to understand, I can pause the audio real quick and read and reread something. So that's cool there. The other benefit is going to be if there's a word I don't know, what I can do, let me find a word that's right there. Let's say, for example, right there, I can pop up and see the meaning of the word with a pop-up dictionary called Yomi-chan. And normally the definitions are, trying to find something right there. Let's say, right there. Normally the definitions that are showing at the first thing you're going to see are Japanese definitions. And a little more difficult to understand, to probably comprehend what the meaning of the word is just looking at the Japanese definition. But if that's the case, I can just scroll down a little further. And there we have is the more of an English translation of what the word means. Cool. So that's the benefit the pop-up dictionary brings to the table. And with this, this allows you to make sure you're not missing out on any parts of the story, so you get a full understanding of the plot and the story as it develops. In case again, that particular word you don't understand could be pretty important to the particular conversation going down at the time. All right. Now, the benefit of this overall, also, as I say, read along with the audio, is that you get to hear how natives are pronounced the words, which is very important, so you're not mispronouncing, sub-vocalization in the back of the head. You're hearing how it should be pronounced. So there's some benefits to that as well. And again, there's a lot of payoff afterwards, such as after you just do a read like this, watch the show again. And you'll find that you comprehend the show at a much higher level than if you maybe watched it 2 or 3 times normally. So that's another benefit, because again, you'll again, especially for the words you had to look up the meanings of, or the phrases, you had to again slow down and read or reread the phrase to kind of fully comprehend what was being said. Second time you experience that, now you have that comprehension already in the back of your head for the rewatch. Cool. All right. So with that said, let's. So if you end up enjoying this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, and maybe make a comment, because feedback is always good. If you like the series I've been doing, you'd like to see more of it, you haven't already, you can subscribe to the channel. Plan to do many more like this in the future, just like I did in the past. Finally, this is all part of the Let's Learn Japanese project. Or it falls under that project. So if you like the project, what I've been doing helping with the Japanese learning community, you can show your support by becoming a patron of the Patreon. The links are down below. There's also links to the Let's Learn Japanese website Otaku Day put together, the Let's Learn Japanese community Discord. And finally, if you would like, you can hire me on commission. So usually it's technical assistance, or sometimes getting started, setting up Anki. Usually the starting up phase is kind of the most complicated or difficult or scary part in this process. And so yeah, this helps smooth it out. That's what most people hire me for on that level. But anyway, if you want to do that, the hourly rates are given via the Patreon, direct Patreon link to that is given below. Cool. Okay, with that said, this is Let's Read Japanese, GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka, episode 12, part 2. This is the last video of the series for GTO. All right, after this, tomorrow, next day is going to be Shinya Shokudo, so Midnight Cafe. That's 5 seasons, 10 episodes each season. So for that one, like I've been mentioning, I'll be splitting those seasons up, breaking them up into each of the seasons, and doing something in between each season. But I do plan to do all 5 seasons of Shinya Shokudo, because I do like this series. I think it'd be worthwhile to do as Let's Reads. And I think, because of the nature of the series, I think it's a fairly popular series on Netflix. So I think people would appreciate watching it. The ones I have planned for setting in between also should be pretty good. I have planned Kino Nani o Tabata, which is a good Netflix series. I kind of One Punch Man, which was a fun manga. It's a very fun anime, so I look forward to that. It's kind of a more comedic and very humorous and comedic. And also Terrace House. I feel like I want to do 1 or 2 seasons of Terrace House as well, which is, and then whatever other dramas I have to come in. I think Enkyo NG, I believe also I kind of interested in doing that as a series because that's a 6 episode, technically 7 episode series, and it was broadcast last year and I enjoyed watching it, but yeah, this year it showed up on Netflix recently, so wouldn't mind checking out. So anyway, that's the current future plans after this episode. So got plenty of material planned out to fill in the next few weeks. Cool. All right. Now, with that said, this is episode 12.2. The school, there's been a takeover supposed to be absorbed by another school. They're going to be tearing down the buildings and whatnot, but teachers all of a sudden have given up. But the students didn't. They got Onizuka to kind of come with them and basically got back into the school and are planning something, just having fun as you would. Yeah, and then some reason the teachers all of a sudden were supposed to feel like, oh yeah, they're great now. No. All right, they're assholes just because they have one bad thing. They're probably still going to be assholes after all this is said and done. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like their redemption arc is all of one drunken night at the izakaya. Sorry, that's not a redemption arc. It's like you got fired and now you're pissed off that your evil, your stupid little schemes to kick out one teacher you didn't like actually blew up in your face. Wah wah. Okay. With that said, I expect this to go a lot quicker, but let's get started. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, let me put on the earpiece. Strong firing. Let's see. Mandatory dismissal. Kyosei type. What's it? Wait at. Kaiko. Kyosei Kaiko.
強制開校された。お願いします。すみません。お願いします。生理学園総務課の署名お願いいたします。署名お願いします。すみません。署名お願いします。私たちは教師です。
I know it's supposed to be explosives, but it's probably most likely fireworks. Kayaku gunpowder.
これ年齢制限があるんですよね。
年齢制限, like the yearly limit. Let's see. Age limit. 年齢制限.
これ年齢制限があるんですよね。
そこをなんとか。
内山さん、なんか資格かなんかも教えたといいんですがね。
あります。
なんです？
教員生活30年で培った気力。と体力です。教員生活30年で培った気力と体力です。
気力と体力とかそういうものじゃなくて、なんか例えばコンピューター関係とソフト関係の資格が。
コンピューターですか。
Obviously, it's set like near end of the 90s, so still when internet was still just starting off as being super popular. I'm guessing, though. But again, Japan still lagged behind. So maybe even in the early 2000s, like access or being able to use a computer starting to become mandatory, but it was lagging behind what you would expect in the U.S. So, but again, they did make that change. Even though you do hear like still use fax machines and paper all over the place in Japanese offices, but again, you still got to be able to use, especially spreadsheets. So all Microsoft Office and especially Excel spreadsheets. Now. Again, 23 years ago, different situation.
あなた。
安心しなさい。粘ってね、やっとこれだけ紹介してもらった。
粘ってね。Is that sticky? 柔らかでよく飲み。スーパー。
安心しなさい。粘ってね、やっとこれだけ紹介してもらった。
何これ、スーパーの店員？こんなのパパにできるわけないじゃない。
パパの顔見たらお客さんみんな逃げちゃうわよ。
おお、何すんだよ、人がせっかく。
パパがやりたいのはこんな仕事じゃないでしょ。
どうせ教師しかできないくせに。
I assume that, by the way, super, I'm, again, supermarket, right? I mean, just make sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Supermarket, though, yeah. Manager of a supermarket. By the way, you could have fun there. I've seen guys that have retired, like, high ranks in the military. And, they just didn't want to do anything stressful in their second half of their career lives, right? They've already done, like, 20, 30 years of super stressful stuff in the military. They just want something that was, so maybe managing that would be, I've seen them, like, become kind of a, manager of stores. That was all. They end up having fun, and it's completely different than their job was prior to that. So that's a possibility. But he, of course, I'm sorry, you can't feel pity for this asshole because, again, he was an asshole this whole series. You can't, like, all of a sudden say in this last episode, oh, we should feel pity for these guys. They're redeemed. They saw the error of their ways. No, they saw the error of their way this one time, but then they go back to their ways. They didn't see the error of their ways. All right, again, what they were doing, they didn't care about that. They just pissed off they got fired.
お前たち。
あんたもさ、遊んでばっかりいないでバイトぐらいしなさいよ。
何言ってんのよ。へそくりしてんの知ってんだからね。
そう
そっくり。Oh yeah, that's right.
だ。そうだ。
へそくりしてんの知ってんだからね。
そうだ。金持ちの男見つけてさ、玉の腰ってんのもいいわよね。
Tamanokoshi, like marry a prince marry into a rich family or something. Marry into wealth. There we go. Tamanokoshi.
そうだ。金持ちの男見つけてさ、玉の腰ってんのもいいわよね。どうせエキさんには振られたんでしょう。
そうよね。
頑張りましょう。
How did they get past the police line?
東堂さん、どうしましょうか。このままでは手の打ちようがなくて。
何を焦ってるんですか、上村さん。法的に正しいのはこちらなんですよ。法的に正しいのはこちらなんですよ。署名や座り込みをしたってそれが何だって言うんです。
Sit in? Or is it signature? Show me.
署名や座り込みをしたってそれが何だって言うんです。そんなもの彼らの自己満足に過ぎんのですよ。
それは分かってますが、
契約書では明日23日をもって聖林学園の土地は全て神南学園のものになるんですよ。
Okay.
何を迷うことがあるんですか。
どうも雲行きが悪くなってきました。
雲行きが。Something happened. Okay. Oh, okay. 雲行きが。
今、どうも雲行きが悪くなってきました。今にも雨が落ちてきそうです。しかしご覧ください。座り込みを続けています武蔵野聖林学園の先生たちと強制執行側との睨み合いが続いている状態です。
強制執行? Persistence? Is it on persistence or something? Compulsory forcible. Okay. Forcible execution. There we go. More like that. Cool.
強制執行側との睨み合いが続いている状態です。
Make sure about that too. Not saying that. Namiao. Staring contests? Glaring at each other. Okay. Namiai.
強制執行側との睨み合いが続いている状態です。
本日をもってこの土地は全て神南学園のものになりました。ただいまより強制執行します。何人たりともこの土地に侵入することは許しません。
何人たりとも。Let's see. 何人たりとも。
何人たりともこの土地に侵入することは許しません。速やかに退去すること。これは最後通告です。
どうしましょう。なんか本気みたいですね。やめろ、入っていこう。おはぶれ。
やれるもんならやってみろ。
教頭先生、教頭先生。
Kind of like talk like a gangster. やれるものなんだ。
突っ込め。すぐに逃げるに決まってる。
Okay. とごめん。勢いよく。Okay.
突っ込め。すぐに逃げるに決まってる。
でもよ、
いいから突っ込め。
翔太先生、危ないっすよ。
死んじゃいますよ。早く逃げて。
この学園を潰そうとする奴は絶対に許さん。私の生きる道は教師しかない。家族もそう認めてくれた。だからこの学園は私が守る。
How come they're pulling her back, but they weren't able to pull the other teachers back? I get it's a school. I know it's a whole plot thing, but still, it's like it's not. They're just weak ass teachers. It's not too difficult to like pull them away, and then maybe move the bulldozer into it. You know, I don't think you can order someone to commit murder that easily. At least, not publicly in front of cameras of everyone. Like I said, it'd be easy enough to just drag them off one by one. I mean, I'm sorry, man, they're not that. If you have the authority.
あれから数時間が経過しました。
Now, if they had like did what smart thing would be doing, is like that's when you would chain yourself to the stuff, like chain yourself to the trees, to the posts, and all that. Because now you can't just easily drag them off. You have to come in and actually cut some stuff, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. But it's kind of like I know it sounds fascistic or whatnot, but yeah, just remove them and beg forgiveness later. Even if you legally are removing them, then they still it's up to them to sue you, you know. So then they got to go through the whole court system. But for the most part, you still got your you still get the chance to then tear down the school. But you can't do anything with the school because again, there are students inside. You can't do anything anytime to destroy thing. You can't endanger students like that or people like that for that matter. There's too many people around to be doing again type of demolitions. Dr. Peku, you're asking Yomi-chan. Yes, Yomi-chan, I'm using.
依然両者は睨み合ったままです。依然あれから数時間が経過しました。依然両者は睨み合ったままです。学校の周囲には生徒や保護者たちが大勢集まり、教師を応援する者や逆に無謀な行動だと教師を応援する者や学校の周囲には生徒や保護者たちが大勢集まり、教師を応援する者や逆に無謀な行動だと
without negotiation, right? Mubona? Thoughtless, right? Okay, Mubona. Okay.
だと非難する者がいられ、騒然とした雰囲気になります。一体この後事態はどうなるのでしょうか。
何をやってるんだ、あんなクズどもの好きにさせて。
Sorry, yeah. Again, the whole redemption. Oh yeah, his son's still a piece of shit too. He's also a piece of shit. Okay, they're all pieces of shit. Got it.
東堂さん、
何をやってるんです。早くあの男たちを排除したらどうですか。
いや、
削除、排除。
しかし
ここはもう聖林学園じゃないんですよ。彼らはもうこことは何の関わりもない人間なんです。
わかりました。やれ。責任は俺が取る。やれ。
I'd probably need a lot more than just him saying he's going to take responsibility. I'm going to need something in paper, in writing. That's even then I wouldn't be doing it over people though. That's no, sorry. Okay.
逃げなさい早く。小谷先生、あなたが守るのよ、鬼塚先生を。何やってんの、早く。はい。
Yeah. So, but now she's entered into assault. So now she kind of like. In fact, you could argue like what they were trying to say is like it wasn't really trespassing. They were already on the. They had rights to be on that land, apparently until midnight or whatever day the signatures became viable. You know, so. Sounds like a rabid raccoon. I know it's on purpose, but what an idiot. Sorry again.
いや、うちに雇われる人間だろう。こんなことをして済むと思ってる。
俺の学校なんか聞くかよ。
聞いてください。
なんですか、教授先
私たちの社会が一生懸命働いて豊かな日本、豊かな社会を作ってきたと思ってたんですよ。それは勘違いだったんです。今の日本は豊かさなんてこれっぽっちもない非常に貧しい社会なんです。だったらこんなもの変えなきゃダメなんです。いくら自分が作ったといえ悪い法律も習慣もぶっ壊さなきゃダメなんですよ。
By the way, again, I'm not really watching the video. I'm just looking at all the chatter on the text and whatnot. But gonna be. Yeah, that usually helps. And again, fireworks is a very popular thing to do in the summer in Japan. It's like, then usually around all the various towns, maybe once a week, a different town. But yeah, you can see fireworks like weekly throughout the summer. Last summer, obviously, you didn't get it because of reasons. Hopefully, we'll probably be getting it this summer. Although I don't know, because they just lifted the emergency order. It just actually got relieved today. So this is June 20th is when that happened. Even though this video will be coming out on June 29th. Yeah, again, it's in preparation for the Olympics coming out, so expect also a lot of fireworks that way as well. Although again, maybe not have like big crowds gather because the vaccine percentage is still only like 2 or 3%. It's like a very low amount, even though they're trying to ramp up the amount of vaccinations occurring. Like they're finally allowing adults to sign up, not just those that are elderly or in serious conditions. So we'll see if they can pull it off. But yeah. That's a cool shot. Actually, let me go back a little. Okay, so the 22nd annual Musashi no Seirin Gakuen School Celebration.
ようこそ聖林学園の学園祭に。皆さん中へどうぞ。
忘れてましたよ。今日が学園祭だってこと。
焼き屋に恐怖の館と占い館と何でもあるよ。可愛い君にはミスルーツソックスコンテスト、そして我が学園アイドル野村智子オンステージあるからね。もちろんグッズショップはあるよ。すぐソールドアウトだから急いでね。
I assume they were preparing for this, so that's why all the stuff was available. And then they were just doing the final setups. I would assume. I could be wrong. I doubt they would have had all the material on hand when they were just, sneaking into the school for the day. Plus, you're pretty sure they would have had helicopters flying up above, like doing video shots. They would have seen the setup happening during the day anyway.
もちろん合ってるよ。
あなたがやりたかったのってこれだったんですね。
いやほら、俺学生の時一度もほら学園祭出たことなくて。だからこれが俺にとって初めての学園祭ってわけで。
じゃあ働いてたのも資金稼ぎってわけ？もう
よーし、こっち行くか。
ごめんね。ママね、テレビ出るのもうやめる。どうして？どうしても。
グレートだぜ。よっしゃ
ー。まったくなんてざまだこれは。
まったく何と言っていいのか弁解の余地もありません。
弁解のそれ弁解の彼の余地。
全く何と言っていいのか弁解の余地もありません。
やっほー。
君は何も分かってないようだね。こんな騒ぎを起こしたって無駄な抵抗に過ぎんのだよ、所詮は。
ここにもあるようにな、全てこの土地は我々のもんなんだ。そっちが何と言おうと壊そうが何をしようがこっちの自由だ。
うるせえじじいたちだな本当に。好きにすれば。なんならほら手伝いましょうかこれ。
なんだと。
校舎がなくなってもな、武蔵野聖林学園はなくなりゃしねえんだ。
どういう意味だ。
青空の下だろうがなんだろうがな。
Under blue sky だろう。空の下。
どこ青空の下だろうがなんだろうがな。どこ行っても授業なんかできんだろ。教師と生徒さえいれば。そういうのはな、教育っつうんじゃねえのか。分かった。
お前ここで何してるんだ。
誰か他のやつ頼んでくれよ。俺にはここ潰すことなんかできねえからよ。
東京地検です。
Okay, this is Inspector. Land inspections? Shiken? Shiho Kensatsucho. District Public Prosecutor. What? Shiho? Kensatsucho. Kenchi. Kensatsucho. Okay. Okay. I wouldn't have figured that out from that, but
東京地検です。父さん、息子さんからこんなものが送られてきたんですかね。
So that's basically about the bribery. Ooh, that's going to be a bad thing. Since the administrator of one school bribed the ministry official for basically approving the takeover and whatnot. Yeah, okay, that can look bad. See that?
お二人にお話を伺いたいんです。
一応事情聴取あるんで。この前の傷害罪とか今度の建造物不法侵入とか器物破損罪とか。
Construction building. 建造物不法侵入。Okay. 建造物不法侵入とか。Okay. 保存罪。Battery. There should be damage to property. Okay. 器物破損罪。
今度の建造物不法侵入とか器物破損罪とか。大丈夫っすよ。すぐ帰ってきます。
鬼塚先生。
初めてですよ。教頭先生に背を呼ばれんの。
It just says I eat.
鬼塚先生。私はこんな楽しい学園祭初めてですよ。
もう一回学園祭始めるぞ。
間もなく中間試験ですが、あの事件以来
midterm exams, right?
3年生までが浮かれており、
Make sure about that. There should be midterm exams, right? Yeah.
あの事件以来、間もなく中間試験ですが、あの事件以来3年生までが浮かれており、来年の受験が思いやられるばかりです。先生方もここは一つふんどしを締め直していただき、進学率が落ちないように。
ふんどし。Okay. So I wonder what the phrase is, like, shime naoshite. It's like basically readjusting your, so maybe readjustment to setup. Let's see if there's a phrase for that. Fundoshi o shime naoshite. There we go. Shimeru. Tighten up one. Yeah, they're not saying it as a phrase as to what it could be. But okay, I guess it means readjust or tighten your belt straps.
先生方もここは一つふんどしを締め直していただき、進学率が落ちないようにビシビシやっていただきたい。
人はそんなに変わりませんよ。
我が学園の生徒は皆優秀であり、必ずやいい大学に合格できると信じております。なぜならば我が学園にはクズは一人もいないからです。
よろしくお願いしますよ、校長先生。
はい。今何としましたか。はい。
これからもよろしくお願いいたします。
I still wouldn't trust him. He was like a fucking jerk for the last, just because he said, okay, do one good act, it doesn't mean I can erase the personality. But I don't know. I get it. It's a drama thing. They didn't really. They're assuming like, okay, the other two guys they committed a crime, but did that really? Okay, maybe that helped resolve some problems, but like. Hey, maybe they should. Hey, since this was done through corrupt intent, maybe they were able to cancel it. Usually, I notice it. That doesn't happen in real life too often. Like, once stuff has still been set in motion, it still goes in motion, even if there was like a kind of corrupt intent that started it off.
内山田校長。
Reason why also is that while there was corruption between those two members, they involved other people who weren't in on the corrupt act, but they were still saying they were doing their stuff legally. So, yeah. Again, that's what makes things complicated when it comes to corruption. You don't have to have everybody involved. It's on just to keep layers.
で、教頭には中丸先生お願いします。
No.
誠に失礼ですが辞退させていただきます。
え？嘘でしょ？
私よりふさわしい人がいます。
ふさわしい。Unacceptable. Yeah, okay, there's more acceptable person than myself. Fusawashi acceptable. Suitable for Fusawashi.
私よりふさわしい人がいます。
I don't think he's really an acceptable person. Yeah, it's too weak-willed.
私ですか。いや、それはまずいですよ。勘弁してくれませんか皆さん。本当。
すいませんはもうなしですよ。
すいません。
皆様お待たせいたしました。当機は間もなく離陸いたします。もう少しきつく締めましょうね。当機は間もなく離陸いたします。もう少しきつく締めましょうね。お締めの座席ベルトをどうぞもう一度お確かめくださいませ。ありがとう。Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to take off.
あれから全然連絡ないんだって。白馬の王子様から。もう一体どこ行っちゃったの？さあ、仕事。
L4 の冬月です。はい。
なんとかしてよあれ。君が降りるまでなんと。
Yeah, no, it's like it's him standing in front of the.
君が降りるまでどかないって言ってるんだけど。
Yeah, so that's a good way to get arrested. I mean, it's good on movies. Don't do it in real life. So, even at that time, I'm pretty sure you get arrested.
じゃあよろしくお願いしますよ、鬼塚君。
任してください、理事長。
頼むわよ。
All right, we'll see that
頼む
part.
わよ。
We'll see her trying to be like Onizuka. The little heart is kind of cute, but
気になる冬月あずさだ。なんか文句あるか。先生似合わないからやめたら。やっぱりはい、じゃあ今日も元気に頑張りましょう。
and there you get. At least she got called out on it, so that makes it funny. So that's why I wanted to see it. I'm lying. I forgot about the funny part. Wait, who's this guy in front? Who are these people? I don't remember any of these students. So you know, here's the funny thing: they could have been changing these students out, and I would probably not even notice. You know, because I'm just thinking about the main cast members on there. Okay. Matsushima Nanako. Okay.
人間ってのはよ、本当は今はもっと大切に生きなきゃまずいんじゃないのか。だから人生にリハーサルなんかねえんだよ。
Where are we at there? Different academy. Onizuka. Shurashi? Okay, Japanese history? Really? Okay. Internet provider. That's his interest, okay. Seven deaths? Let's see. I don't know what that, Animal Survey. I guess those are movies. 25 years old. I figured he'd be older than that. He looks older than that.
本当に桜井理事長の紹介なんですか？
もちろん。あ、お二人とも俺のことテレビで見ませんでした？
この履歴書に間違いはないんですか？
一個だけ訂正が。
Make a correction. 言葉の文章の誤り。Yeah, 誤り。Yeah, so just make one correction. 提唱。訂正。
一個だけ訂正が。
何ですか？
初体験済ませました。
そんなのは別に結構ですから。
He's not a virgin. Okay, I guess that's funny.
そうっすか？ああ、俺にとっては人生で最も最大の出来事だったんだけどな。
鬼塚先生はなんで本校を志望されたんですか？
いや、それは教師になりたかったからです。
Okay, good. There we go. Really, 25 years old? That took him that long? Okay. It happens. I can see that. Kind of odd. Okay. All right, so that's the end of the episode. Yeah, really not too much to say about it. Like I said, it was going to go faster than the previous video I did. And whatnot. I kind of knew it was going to happen. There was just a lot of it was just, downtime. You're just skipping over the action. I decided to do that. Again, I apologize about the complaining. Again, I've said it before. I don't think they could have done a little bit better, like, but they didn't. I guess they didn't have the time to make sure that they could have brought in real teachers or make sure the teachers did, have some sort of change of heart. Change the type of person they were leading up to that point, instead of like only in one episode all of them agreed as a group to like somehow change the way they were going to be as a teachers. Because again, some of these guys belong in jail. This guy that was stalking a lady for months, all of a sudden, and again poisoned her. Yeah, that's good enough. And again, attempted to sexually assault her. Again, he belongs in jail. He doesn't belong like teaching. He doesn't belong anywhere near students or teachers, right? He doesn't belong in a school. The guy who was, trying to basically solicit a bribe from, solicit a bribe from the school book publishers. The guy who beat up the student, yeah, because again, he just did it. He did out of anger, like I said, because the student dared dismiss him. He was dismissal. Student didn't hit, punch, or anything. He was just did nothing other than say, I didn't want to have anything to do with you. So again, this is a guy that doesn't need to be around students. Again, I've said it in the episode, and every episode leading past that, they didn't show any type of remorse for their actions. They were just pissed off that they got shown up, and they still wanted revenge for that part. So again, that was poor. I think that was poor writing on the, they could have changed it, say like, hey, let the teachers also come around just as much as the students. Then you can kind of, but you got to be careful. Like again, once they've gone, unforgivable acts, and like Miyabi, again, it's really hard to forgive her, because again, what she did to another student is just kind of unforgivable because of not the bullying. You could have forgiven, like in a way, but she doubled down on it. That went it to the next level of being unforgivable. And, the other students, you just didn't rise to that level of her, and definitely the teachers. Obviously, the one female teacher, she didn't do anything wrong against students that was that bad, other than just being a bad teacher. The principal was just the head teacher. He was, he was abusive to his daughter. There was that. He was definitely emotionally abusive. Pretty sure there was yelling and screaming involved before he rose it up to being physical. You don't really care about the mother anyway, because she was just only cared about the financial status of her husband. So how do you feel pity for her or whatnot? Again, I've gone all through these complaints before. I think if they did the series again, make sure if you're doing this whole, hey, you're trying to get people onto the side of the hero, and you're doing these episode by episode, make sure also the teachers are part of the process. And careful about, if you're going to want these characters to be redeemed, you don't make sure that you don't have them doing irredeemable acts. Or at least what I view. Now, maybe they consider that was redeemable. I just don't see it. I mean, even at that time, I don't see, like, again, it was only 23 years ago. Let me think. Wait. No, yeah, even 23 years ago, that was like, no, that's a go to jail, like, for a long time, crimes happening there. Even the weird, the stuff that, like, in hindsight is considered, stuff like Animal House or Revenge of Revenge of the Nerds, those type of movies from the late 70s and the 80s, where the people were actually, even the heroes were doing some really creepy shit, because they were like, they were sexual comedies in a way, or they involved some comedy for it. Again, that was a change in how society viewed it. So that was maybe be considered a bit more acceptable at that time. But there was nothing these teachers were doing that was acceptable at the time this was filmed anyway. It wasn't. Obviously, because otherwise then they wouldn't consider what they were doing was wrong. Duh. Yeah, so it's not like this is like me saying, saying from the viewpoint of someone 23 years in the future. It's like, no, even at that time, this was all wrong. This is like be nowhere near students type, get thrown in jail type stuff. So I guess the moral would be, if you're making dramas like this, and again, it doesn't matter, they're going to do what they're going to do. Careful about if you're going to have someone kick the dog, remember, you're probably not going to have that person redeemed. You're saying, hey, look, if you want them to be redeemed, careful about what you have them do. They can still be doing stuff that's darker, maybe underhanded, maybe for selfish reasons, for the betterment of themselves, instead of, that can happen. But like the guy who was stealing, demanding a bribe, you can set him up to saying, okay, he was desperate for money. Maybe that he saw a chance, he took it, and he can kind of regret. But again, this guy was already shown as being an asshole. So there was nothing. At least his action in that one particular part was redeemable, but not how he's treating students the whole way through. Actually looking into having an illicit sexual affair with the students. Remember, I mean, he was thinking he was going to have a chance for that, and they never addressed it, other than just kind of as a little joke when Tomoko was like, had to look at him be in the same room with him. Right. So yeah, there you go. Yeah. I was again. So okay, that's my main complaint. But other than that, again, it's a fucking amazing show. It's a great show. It's a funny show. I mean, I laughed out loud on a lot of parts of these. It even ended on a great joke. That I know they were building up to it, but it's good that they actually had that. They were trying to pay off that joke through the whole series. Cool. Yeah, like I said, the one guy, he's probably not someone you want to be as a director or leader of the teachers. You want someone who's a bit more stronger, able to actually coordinate. Nice guy and all, I'm sure, but again, maybe not lead teacher potential. Yamalu, hey Nuke, could you please update the mega link for? No, unfortunately, I can't. I've got all the subtitles. Yeah, but I can't. They're not. I don't post any of this. And these were the subtitles that were available via that mega link. And I apologize. I know it's only one or two. Nothing I can do about that. If you have Subadub and Netflix, it's easy to get these subtitles off of Netflix directly. It's just a push of a button. Done. If you have this other one, you have to go onto some websites to find it. But the plugin I'm using, where you can actually download subtitles as en masse if you want to. And yeah, in fact, I tell you what, let me just demonstrate this real quick. This is what that one plugin can do. Now, it's not a, okay, so what you do is this button right here. This is when you load up. Now, it's not you can't get it off the store. You have to, what is it called? Let me get the name again. Maybe we'll get it's not saying the title of it. Let me close that out then. Tell you what, let me just go over here, just in case. We'll get this figured out somehow. Okay. What is this called? God dang it. It's not. Okay. Chidimeru. So Chidimeru. Maybe do a search for that. It might pop up. It might not. I'm not sure. Okay. So let's see if I got this correct. Okay. But anyway, Chidimeru. Chidimeru. If you press. Now the benefit is if you do this, right click on it, and what you see is got to select the season. If it's multiple seasons of the show, you guys should then select the seasons, and you can then select every episode if you want. Let's just say I select everything. Boom. Okay, so it's going to be all 12 episodes. So you go to the next thing. What's going to give you an option of right here? It says condensed audio and condensed subtitles. So you can turn that off. So that means it's just the original audio, all the audio of the show of the episode, with no condensed audio, and then the original audio, and you can be all versions. This is for like if there are like multiple variants of the audio, so you can actually choose the track. But in this case, I want the condensed audio. Here you can choose the track because there might be some. It might be the audio of like certain Netflix shows that come directly to Netflix. They have audio description as well, which is kind of cool. But there's no subtitles for it, so you don't want to use the condensed audio rule because that'll cut out all those portions of the audio. So that may be the reason why you want to have the turn the audio off and whatnot. The format, the log, the padding is the start of the audio and the end of the audio of the subtitles. So at the end of one subtitle line and the beginning of another subtitle line, if there's no overlap of the padding, then that section of audio gets removed. It's assuming like that's part of the audio that no one's talking. You can then set up here. It's probably hard to see. Let me make this a little. Let's get this over here. Since my head is in the way. Yeah, right there. This right here, you can kind of change up how the title is. Chimideru, so Chimideru. The title, the short label, the season, if there's a season, blah, blah, blah. So you can kind of change the naming format of the video, the audio file. And then you can do it with here for the subtitle file itself. Now, there's a reason you want to download the subtitle file, and I'm going to show you to you real quick, and it's kind of cool when you do it, if you do it right. And you can say here, brace contents, these are the parentheses. So you can say ignore it, so like you want to get rid of all the stuff that they have for furigana. But say keep braces on start, so that's like, that's usually going to be there for the people's names, so that's why you want to keep that on the start. Skip the intro content and the recap content, and that's also like at the beginning, you saw in some of these videos they were showing like what happened in the previous episode. That's all that's going to do. And if you want to do an episode offset, whatnot for titling. Okay. Blacklist is just for basically get rid of all the music markers, but you can add in some other stuff as well to say, hey, skip subtitle lines and have this stuff on the subtitle line. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. You hit continue, it's going to download all the audio. Cool. Now let's say you do that. Let me go and get out of here. All right, let's say you do all that, which I have done. Let me see if I can bring it up. Okay, I'll do it over here. All right, so I go to my personal thing. So it's in the musical folder, the Japanese drama immersion, GTO. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to use VLC player. You could, yeah, I think VLC player. I don't know any other player allow you to do that. Probably there are, but let me just start off this one. So I'm going to open this one audio file. This is GTO episode 1. In fact, I'll show you the file. So this right here. So these are the audio files for the show that I downloaded, and the compressed subtitle files. Cool. All right, so here we go. Now, let me listen to it. Now, right now you're hearing the audio, but you're not seeing subtitles, right? You don't get the option for subtitles until for audio visualization. Let's say it's spectrometer. now the
でも
subtitles
よ
show up.
一応大学でってことは花から窓拭き志望だったわけじゃねえだろ。本当はどんな仕事やりたかったんだ。
実は自分は教師に。
教師？
If I wanted to.
お前がそりゃいいや。
何しに来たんだよお前冴島。お前仕事中だろ。この近くで自殺
See
騒
how
ぎや
the,
って
and
よ。
it's, again, it's just
なん
kind
で
of
も飛び降
skip
りたらどっか
over
の専攻らしい。
anywhere there's a large
やっ
gap
ぱ
of
教師って
time.
辛いんだな。お前そんなこと言ってる暇あったらお前とっとと現場に休暇しろ本当に。ああ、そんなこと言っていいのかな。
なんかさ、いやこの学校が教員募集してるらしいんだよな。
え？
So right
急
now,
に
now it's
欠
like
員が一人出た
124,
らしくてよ。
125.
確
So
か
this
私
was
立な
a
ら
let me
採
pause
用
it. So this was a 55-minute drama. The episode 1 was 55 minutes long, but if you look at the time for the audio, it's now 40 minutes. So we cut out 15 minutes worth of non-talking. So that makes this pretty good audio to keep in as your background audio, because whenever you're listening to it, there's going to be people talking. It's not just going to be like some music with no Japanese vocabulary happening, no conversation happening. So that's why this is useful. So yeah, do a search for that particular plugin. Use it with Netflix, and it works out pretty good. I don't know where you can get I got it off of Matt vs Japan's Refold server, so that's where I found it. It's a guy who programmed the plugin. He posted it there, so he might post it other places as well. Maybe try to make it an official plugin. Who knows? But it worked great, and yeah, and like I said, as a second, just like I said, like after you do this let's read of the video, and then you watch the video once or twice. Now you may not need to watch it. You just want to keep it in your background loop, so you can then be listening to it as on repeat, not just one episode, but like all 11 or 12 episodes. Moi Moi, I like your channel because for people my age, not so young, I find quite difficult to find drama as anime interesting. Your taste corresponds. Okay, yeah. Yeah, now there are anime. Like I say, if you see my channel, I do some anime, but I like Attack on Titan. I don't consider that really a target at young people. I mean, it's targeted at young people, but it's good for mature people as well, I would think. Maybe not so much with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That it definitely has a Chunibyo type feeling to it, if I use that word correctly, because I only learned it like last year. But yeah, like Evangelion, I wasn't really a fan of. Death Note wasn't really a fan of. The Steins Gate was okay, but again, it was too anime-ish tropes for me. Attack on Titan, I think, as legit as the only anime I think was pretty good. Like it was just a good show. It's a good manga, a good show, great fucking story. So I look forward to finishing that next year as a let's read if I keep doing it. But hopefully I'm doing these all by next year for fun. And yeah, and other reasons, by the way, Moi Moi, hopefully I pronounced that right. I decided to like try to depend more on Netflix just because that means it's videos other people have access to. Because I do have a lot of dramas that are not as easily accessible. I mean, because I collected them 12 years ago or, over 10 years ago. And I just never got rid of them. So I always had them in my possession. And they're the dramas from the 2000s that I think have some really quality when the Japanese dramas were not having the Johnny's Boy impact. There was some of it, but yeah, for the most part, you weren't having that type of impact that you then noticed. Or then also the AKB, I guess he had some of the actresses or the ladies from AKB that then started showing up in TV shows, from my understanding. Like I said, I fell out of watching a lot of the Japanese dramas in the 2010s. There's still some good ones, but not as much from what I noticed. And now what I do is I go to the let me just do a quick search and maybe I can explain it better that way. So let's just say, we'll do it there. Okay, so let me just go back here again. And yeah, let's just go to like D-Addicts and let's say, yeah, let's go D-Addicts with, let's say, Tiger and Dragon. Just for SMGs. There we go. Okay. So let's say like right here, I go to this website. So this is D-Addicts, but what they have, and this is kind of the neat trick. So if you go down here, you know, you got, this is help you go and see what the actors and whatnot. But what you noticed is right here, Television Drama Academy Awards, Best Drama, 45th. So click on here, and this is actually a summary of all the Television Drama Academy Awards, and these are done seasonally. So every 3 months, you got this magazine, I think it's a magazine, puts out its list of top dramas for that season, and then ranks it, and then you get the awards. Now this is from summer of, let's say, 2020. I think it's like a couple more out there. But MIU 404 was actually a pretty fun drama to watch. So what I do is I look for the best drama, best director, and best screenwriter. Those are probably, and you notice like this is the same show pops up. And then Hanzawa Naoki, amazing show. I mean, I really like the second season, actually a little better than the first, which is rare as far as seasons are concerned. Usually the second season kind of takes a dive, but in this case it worked out quite well. I don't know that one. I don't know that drama. So I did find it, but I didn't really enjoy it too much. Oh, Desus no Fune. That's a very dark drama. It kind of drags quite a bit, but it's you know, it doesn't explain the time. It's technically time slip, time travel, but it's kind of interesting. You know, basically a guy whose father was convicted of murder. Did he yeah, I think just convicted of murder when he was like a baby. Grand Maison Tokyo, which is a good drama to check out. It's about the Tokyo restaurant industry. The Mitsubishi. Is it Mitsubishi? No, not Mitsubishi. It's Michelin 5-star ratings or 3-star ratings. Sorry, I think it's on this up to 3 stars. But yeah, just find, hey, drama, screenwriter, director, and if you see it's the same show on all 3, that's probably a really good show. But if you see separate ones, check it out. You might be surprised. Actor, actress. Don't depend on that, because some of it's just like it's just a nicety award. It's not like, oh, they made this drama better because of their presence. But yeah, there's some really good dramas here. I did actually go through and wrote all these down for best drama, best director, best screenwriter into a spreadsheet, and then said like made a mark if I actually had access to it either through Netflix, Amazon Prime, or other means and whatnot. And I kind of search for them as well. And there's some pretty good dramas here. And like I said, like Shitamachi Raketo, that's a fun drama from 2016, so not too long ago. It's a fairly recent drama as well. But yeah, like when I first started really caring about dramas, let's say 1998. So that's the year that GTO came out. So let's see if we can see GTO, if they even, I assume it got awards, I would assume. I'm not seeing it. Maybe it didn't. Okay. Am I missing it? Or it would have been early in the year. Let's see. No, I'm not seeing it. Okay, maybe no. I'm kind of disappointed. I thought that would have popped up. It was kind of a nice drama. Okay, yeah. And yeah, so anyway, that's just my recommendation if you want to find dramas that are of maybe you have a good chance of these being good dramas, if that makes sense. It's not a guarantee. I mean, I've seen some that's like they freaking suck, but for some reason they got an Academy Award for it. So whatever. But definitely Hanzawa Naoki. I'm tempted to actually do that as a let's read, but I know it's going to be difficult, and not everyone has access to that drama. And that's why I'm still leaning on doing Netflix. But for myself, I might do do this for my own thing, just because. Just don't record it. Just do it for myself. The other benefit with Hanzawa Naoki is that also there's the book, which I have the audiobook for as well. So I've got the book and the audiobook. So after I do the series, I can then read the book, listening to the audio, which is fun, by the way. Because I did that with Yurusei no Kizuna. You know, I love the series, but then the book was fucking amazing. And there was no audiobook for it. unfortunately. But the book just by itself is just amazing to read, so I enjoyed that as well. And you might find out some of these dramas are like Desus no Fune. I believe that is a book. So you, and usually what they do with the dramas is they stretch out. They add a lot more stuff than the book has, so the book could be a lot tighter and more enjoyable as a story. It's not a guarantee, but it's pretty possible. That's your turn. And then Kino. Oh yeah, there we go. Kino Nani o Tabeta. That's the one also I'm going to be doing like Shinyo Shokudo and Kino Nani o Tabeta. Those are the two series I plan to be doing next. In fact, Shinya. Let's see. Maybe we get lucky. Let me do it. Control midnight. Is that midnight? No. Maybe Shinya. No, nope. Okay, I thought they would have had that. No. Weird. Okay. I thought that would have won some awards because it's a pretty good drama, Shinya Shokudo. But maybe because it was on maybe only certain channels they accept for awards. I don't know. But yeah, Keikon Dekinai Toko won for best drama here and best director, best scriptwriter. So you know that's a damn good drama, and those of you who've seen it know it's a good drama. EDU is actually pretty good. I haven't done a let's read. Let's see. Nobita will produce. Did a let's read on that. Again, best drama. Let's see. Best director, best scriptwriter. You know that's probably a pretty goddamn good drama to watch. Densha Toko. Okay. Obviously. Well, shit. I fucking hated that drama. I don't know. The lead actress, she did pretty good on Tiger and Dragon, but I didn't like her character that much on this drama, and I didn't like the lead character either. It's not to blame them or anything. Just I didn't like the way they did the story. That's all. I didn't watch the movie either, but I heard probably the movie was better. Like because again, they weren't trying to stretch the story out over 11 episodes or however long it was. Tiger and Dragon, just a fucking amazing drama. So it deserves all the awards there. Gokusen 2, okay. I don't like it. Shinsen, I don't know. Oh, Last Christmas. I did enjoy that drama. So as a best director there, best musical, well, okay, that music song, good God. That'll burn into your soul. Let's see, what are some other... Let's look up. I'll tell you what. I'm just going to look at some other. Look, Rookies. Let's read up Rookies. Last Friends. That was the first drama I watched in Japanese, entirely in Japanese. Yeah, I don't think I've seen an episode of it in English at all. It's very dark, but was a good show. And you say it's got best drama, best scriptwriter, best director. Rookies. Let's see. Ryusei no Kizuna. I did a let's read of that again. Best drama, best scriptwriter, best director. Meg-chan, I haven't seen that before. Let's see, Boss. I've kind of seen that, but I can't offer an opinion because I haven't really watched it. Buzzer Beat, I wasn't into basketball, so I never cared about it. Gene, very good show. It's like a time travel, technically time travel. But again, best drama, best director. It's even got the best actors, actresses. You know, it's going down the line. Code Blue, never really cared for it. Mother, too freaking dark. Good God, you just like be crying your eyes out watching that. Let's see, Freeter, yeah, okay, so that's like Free Timer, sure, I don't know. I didn't care about Spec either. It's got the guy from V6, the singer there. He was also in Tiger and Dragon, but just didn't really care for the drama. Deco, I don't know what that is. Gene 2, probably pretty good. So did them, don't know. Kasefu no Mita, my wife liked it. I didn't care for it too much. I thought it was, the comedy and the drama just didn't hit right. Let's see, Coronation, don't know. Legal High, Legal High. Notice it didn't get best drama, but it had best screenwriter and best director. Legal High, very funny drama, very funny. Doing a let's read of that would be hilarious. Very difficult though, because that fucker talks fast. He talks super fast, and it's about the law, so that makes it a bit even more complicated. What else got? Priceless. Okay. The Final Divorce. I'm assuming. I don't know. Ama-chan. That's interesting. I think that's the one written by the same guy who does Tiger and Dragon. The girl who goes up north to help with her grandmothers that do pearl diving. Oyster Road, I think. Legal High 2, also fun. Border, don't know about. Hero 2, don't really know about. She's taking a syntax. I'm probably going to do a let's read of that. That's what I'll do. I'll make sure also to. This was a fun drama. It's technically a time travel drama. It's more comedy. So definitely want to change that. En no Tamini, that was boring as hell. They were taking forever to get into the point of that. I just didn't care for it. Ouroboros, I think I've seen it. I can't quite remember anything about it. Let's see. Tamio, let's see. I'm not quite sure. Some of these dramas I've seen, some I have. Shitamachi Raketo, that's fun dramas by Abe something or other. Abe, blah, blah, blah. I know the guy, I know the actor, but I don't know his name. But he's one of those actors that stands out. You see him, you know him. But yeah, also it's by the story's by the same author that wrote Hanzao Naoki. So that again, I've got the books. I've got the audiobooks for the books as well, so that's why I want to do that as well. What else we got? Yeah, don't know. Oh, this is another good drama. Nigeru wa Hajida Yakunitatsu. So about we married as a job is what it's said in the title for the English titles. This is also kind of cool. I would recommend. I might feel like doing a let's read of that. I liked it because when you watch it, it's hard to explain, but the comedy in that is really good, and it doesn't seem to get too boring. I never cared too much about the two leads, their romance. I didn't buy the romance too much, but I think the comedy, the spirit of the drama made up for that weak part of it. But yeah, it's kind of funny. First time we saw that episode was on the plane flying from Taiwan back to Japan. That's how we just happened to just notice it. It was like, yeah, this is fun. Quartet, kind of a dark. It's all right. Reverse, that's also another dark story. It's kind of a murder mystery in a way. But yeah, it's okay. It's a pretty good drama. Also, the thing about Reverse was that it starred the same guy who I don't know the actor's name, but he was the Aniki. Was it Aniki? But yeah, he was but in Rookies. Yeah, the pitcher in Rookies. Let's see, King Nikuo. That's also, that was a book. I think I've got the book for this. So I don't know what the story's about, but that's also on Netflix. If it's not on Netflix, it's definitely on Amazon Prime, as far as the drama is concerned. See, Unnatural, Osam's Love. I don't know. Don't know. Nope, don't know. Shounan Jun'ai-gumi, probably a high school drama. Don't know. Oh, there we go again. Like I mentioned, Kino Nani o Tabeta, which is a good drama. It's a short drama, but yeah, it's pretty good. Don't know. Grand Maison, I already mentioned this. But yeah, I like Grand Maison Tokyo. I liked it. It has, what is it, Kimutada, the guy who's from what's that group's name? Johnny's group. Their name. Okay, I'm sure everyone knows it. They're yelling it at me, but yeah, I don't know. But it starts him. He plays the same character. He's an actor that just plays that one character that just happens to, that's what they say. He doesn't really change how he acts. So but yeah. Other than that, though, I mean, it's still a very good drama. And if you got an appetite, it's a great drama to watch as well. Okay, so we're pretty much done there. Desus no Fune is kind of dark, but kind of drags, but I think it'd be kind of cool to check out as well. All right, and then there's further, it's like up to, I think 107 or 108. So there's some other good dramas that have been given Academy Awards that have been released also that it's worth checking out, like Enkyo NG, which I plan to be doing a Let's Read on as well, because I think that won all the awards as well. It was a pretty good drama. Also the Ore no Ie no Hanashi or something like that. The story of my household or my house. Also good. Ended on a very super sad note, but very kind of funny because it's a mixture of the no dramas and professional wrestling in Japan. And again, it sounds like how the hell do you make that work? But it's by the same writer as Tiger and Dragon, who's the same writer as Ama-chan, who's the same writer as Yusei no Kizuna's the TV show, the same script writer as Ikebukuro to Westgate Park and Kizadatsu Kasai. I know, like, if that guy's writing the show, it's probably going to be a good drama to check out. So I do recommend that as well. Anyway, so that's me. That's let me just. I think that's kind of. I think I beat that dead horse. Let me stop here. Okay, so hopefully that was kind of fun. I normally don't do stuff like that for these Let's Read, but we're at the end of the episode. It's at the end of the series for this particular one, so kind of doing stuff like that is fun. So hopefully this all helps. Like I said, there's so much you can do on top of just studying Japanese, but there's so much you can do with now the material that's available to make your immersion into the language a lot more fun. And like I said, there's something fun about, you know, reading the drama while you're listening to it, which makes it just you increase the comprehension. And then when you sit down and rewatch it, you just realize, holy fuck, I understand so much more now the second time around. And just that alone is great. And then you do stuff like this where you can be walking around and listening to the story, and then because you're not being distracted by something else, you're paying attention, and you can follow along with the conversation. That's just something it's an amazing feeling when it first happens, and then it continues to get better and better. Where you can actually, like, someone says a line and you're replying with the you're saying the reply as it happens. This is kind of cool to do. Yeah, let me actually close that out as well. Cool. I don't even know how many people are watching. Yeah, all of 2 people are watching live right now, but it's fine. Hopefully this all made sense. Sorry, hopefully I didn't I took too long on this, but considering the show ended like 45 minutes or 50 minutes into the live stream. All right, I'll stop it there. So thank you all very much. So this has been Let's Read Japanese GTO episode 12 part 2. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to give it a thumbs up, like. If you also leave a comment, feedback's always good. If you enjoy this series, you'd like to see more series like this, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I do many series like this. I plan to do many series in the future, as I spent the last few minutes kind of demonstrating. This is all falling under the Let's Learn Japanese project, and if you like what I do with that project, in helping with the Japanese learning community, then you can show your support by becoming a patron. The links to the Patreon are down below in the description, as well as links to the Let's Learn Japanese website, put together by Otaku Dave, the Let's Learn Japanese community Discord. Finally, if you want to hire me on commission, the hourly rates are given with the links below, again, for technical assistance, getting started, whatever. All right, cool. Okay, with that said, thank you all very much. I'll be back. Live stream should be happening tomorrow. I need to set up the videos and stuff like that, but for the most part, should be starting tomorrow. It's Shinya Shokudo, Midnight Cafe, available on Netflix, Japan. I think it's also general Netflix and overall as well. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to check on that. I probably won't, but I should. Okay, thank you all very much, and see you later. By the way, thanks everyone. Moi, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yamala, Dr. Peculiar, thank you all for your comments and for watching. All right, later, guys.